Good evening and welcome to a free broadcast on the Trojan Sports Network. Tonight, it's the Grant County rivals Indiana Wesleyan receiving votes in the preseason top 25 poll, coming in with a 5-1 overall record, second in the Crossroads League with a 2-0 league record. Taking on the Taylor Trojans, the home team tonight. Trojans are 6-3, 2-2 in Crossroads League action. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show. It's brought to you free in HD here on the Trojan Sports Network on YouTube. My name is Rick Johnston. Taylor coming off their worst loss in over 15 years, a 40-point beatdown at the hands of number 3 Marion on Saturday, 85-45 the final. Taylor turned it over 28 times as Marion outscored Taylor 23-8 and 16-8 in the second and third quarters respectively. After Taylor fell behind by 8 points within the first 5 minutes of the game, Lauren James was one of the only was the only Trojan to score in double figures. She had 12 points on 5 of 11 shooting as Taylor played without Meredith Deckard, their fourth leading scorer on the season. Indiana Wesleyan coming off of a 5-1 overall record. They had a 69-57 victory at home over St. Francis on Saturday. They are 1-1 on the road this year. Second place in the Crossroads League, a half game back of Marion, who's a perfect 3-0 in league action, a half game up on Spring Arbor. Dayton Groninger had 15 points for IWU on Saturday against St. Francis, but the story was freshman Maddie Lawrence. She had a career-high 18 points on 5 of 7 shooting and 3 of 3 from downtown. She had gone 0 for 4 from 3 before that in the first 5 games of her college career. She also had 5 rebounds. Ann Sechrist had 10 points and 7 boards in 20 minutes of action. She was limited by foul trouble. Clara Merrill, the freshman from Kokomo, Indiana, had 10 points to round out the double-figure scores for Indiana Wesleyan. As you mentioned, they're 3-0 at home this year, just 1-1 on the road. The Trojans 5-1. Their only loss was to Marion a couple of weeks ago. After a long losing streak at the hands of Indiana Wesleyan, the Trojans have won 5 in a row, and they've won 6 of 7 matchups against Indiana Wesleyan since Taylor head coach Jody Martinez got here a little over 3 years ago. A win tonight by the Trojans would give Martinez his 500th win as a head coach in his 21st season as a head women's basketball coach. We'll hear from the head coach after this here on the Marion General Hospital pregame show. This is Taylor Women's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Back here on the Marion General Hospital pregame show, catching up with Taylor Women's Basketball head coach Jody Martinez before their first matchup with Indiana Wesleyan here on a Wednesday evening, mid-evening. I guess we could call it anything, right? It's a 5 o'clock start time.
Yeah, it's game day. I don't care what time. I'll play at noon, 11, 10 a.m. Well, not 10 a.m.
You're not morning guy.
I think noon is the earliest I really want to play. Yeah, 5 o'clock tip-off against Indiana Wesleyan. Another great challenge for our young team, and we'll see what happens.
Let's talk about your game on Saturday down at number 3 Marion, a team that you pushed to the limit a couple weeks here on the home floor, lose by 40, had 28 turnovers. How disappointing was Saturday's performance?
I think not so much in terms of the outcome to losing at their place. It was more about the effort. We had good practices, but I think the biggest thing that we dealt with is it's hard to simulate Marion in practice. I mean, you're almost going to have to ask the men's team if we can get 5 of their guys and just kind of run things with their size. And Marion did a great job of extending their defense, which we haven't seen this year. Their full court press, I thought we did a lot better job compared to the last time we played them here. It was just the half court segments. Even though we didn't have Meredith, I don't think that's not an issue where win or lose. I do think we don't lose by 40. But, at the same time, those that watch, once we got down big in the second half, I got to play the freshmen, sophomores a lot, and they were going against Marion's starters. And so that was a good experience for them. You and I talked about earlier in the year, we're a young team experience-wise. Yeah, we have 5 upperclassmen, but 2 of them didn't play at all last year, and the other 3 were role players. We have no starters back, where everybody in this league has majority of their starters back. And that's what you're going to face today like we did against Marion.
What was practice been like the last couple of days? Obviously, I was here when you guys got back Saturday night, so obviously a lot of long faces because of the outcome. What has practice been like the last 2 days?
I think a lot of good energy, a lot of positivity. The thing is we're going to keep our focus, knowing that we don't play Marion again until the playoffs. Our goal is to be in that championship game with them, to make it 4 years in a row. But what we do is use that game experience of losing twice to them to improve. And I feel like we got better the last 2 days with improvement as we prepare for today's game.
Ava Henson got her first career start with no Meredith Deckard on Saturday. How did you think she did in her first starting role?
Oh, her defense is outstanding. She's still a freshman, and that hurts us on the offensive end. We didn't have much of an offensive flow with our group, just because you got you're blending the bench now with starters, and Ava did an outstanding job. Our number 1 defensive objective was accomplished, and that was to shut down their score. We held their leading score to 0, but their supporting cast stepped up big time. I mean, they had a girl that shoots 19% and hits 3 threes on us. And so it was one of those days where other things went well for them, but Ava did an outstanding job of setting the tone defensively for us. And she'll have that same opportunity tonight to guard their leading scorer in conference, Dayton, number 2.
You guys in Indiana Wesleyan played 2 real thrilling games. From the Taylor aspect, you guys erased a 20-point deficit at their place with 15 minutes to go in the game, and then it was the Becca Book Show here on Senior Day a year ago. What is different about Indiana Wesleyan? They do bring back 2 of the better front court players in Dayton Groninger and Ann Seacrest.
Well, yeah, you're going to deal with a veteran group. You got 3 of their starters are back, and then they got a good transfer point guard in that's been playing well. It's going to come down to the little things, doing them right, and making sure we contest their shooters. They got 2 kids that can shoot 25 feet out. I mean, they're that good. So they got a good group surrounding them. They only have 1 loss this year to a ranked team in Thomas More. They're undefeated in conference play. So it's going to be a battle, dude. It's the Taylor Wesleyan matchup, and who's going to come out focused. We just got to play our game plan, and hopefully kids don't try to do more than what they're supposed to do.
I know you won't mention it, so I'm going to ask you about it. A lot of us are really hoping that you win tonight for a special milestone for your coaching career. So, Jody, thanks for the time. Best of luck against Indiana Wesleyan tonight.
Oh, thanks, Rick. And it's just another game to me, as you guys know, and a lot of great memories, and each game's special for me. So, thank you.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineup. First for the visitors from Indiana Wesleyan. At guard, we have 5'8" junior, number 1, Gabby Suarez. At forward, a 6' senior, number 2, Katie Chronicle. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 10, Madison Davis. At forward, a 6'1" sophomore, number 33, Adriana Wesleyan. And at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 35, and Seacrest. Indiana Wesleyan assistant coaches Tommy Schultz and Wesley Woodard, and head coach for the Wildcats, Ethan Whaley. And now fans, under feet for the starting lineup, to goal, Trojan. At guard, a 5'7" junior from Seymour, Indiana, number 10, Lauren James. At forward, a 6' junior from Rosenberg, Indiana, number 12, Taylor Berkeley. At guard, a 5'7" freshman from West Virginia, number 22, Ava Hinton. At guard, a 5'11" senior from Bentonville, Illinois, number 23, Madison Davis. And at forward, a 5'11" senior from number 33, Indiana. Assistant coach for the Trojans, Anthony Wiles. And the head coach for Taylor, Joey Martinez.
Tonight it's a matchup of two men in their fourth seasons leading their respective programs. Ethan Whaley in his fourth year at Indiana Wesleyan, Jody Martinez in his fourth season here at Taylor. Gabby Suarez and Adriana Trexler make their returns after sitting out the last two games for Indiana Wesleyan. Seacrest is their top scorer and rebounder. Groniger leads them in blocks, minutes, and second in points. Suarez, their leader in assists. No Meredith Deckard for Taylor for the second game in a row, so Ava Henson will get her second straight start. And it'll be Fisher and Seacrest to jump in the center circle. Taylor's won 5 games in a row. They win the tip here against Indiana Wesleyan, and Henson has it right side. Fisher was wide open as Seacrest was slow to get out to the three-point shooting Fisher, and as Henson holds near side on her tippy toes. Kirtley swings it around to James, guarded by Davis, up top Nieto, with Groniger defending her. Kirtley with Trexler defending up top Fisher. Seacrest got lost on a screen, and Fisher makes her pay with a straight away 3-ball. Madison did not attempt a 3-point shot against Marion on Saturday. She hits her first try here, and it's 3-zip Taylor on their opening possession. Suarez, the mid-year transfer a season ago from Cincinnati Christian, gives it around the arc, and now Seacrest goes up top Trexler. Thought about a long two out to Groniger. She traveled as she shuffled her feet in front of the Taylor bench across from us. This a slight slip of the pivot foot for 2 in red, and Taylor will get the ball back, leading 3-0 on the turnover from the senior Groniger out of Warsaw, Indiana. Taylor from left to right in white with purple letters and gold numbers in the purple trim. Indiana Wesleyan in the road red with white numbers, white letters, and the gray trim. Fisher high left side, James off of a screen. Davis able to fight through and deny an open look from 3 for James. Henson near side of the floor. Taylor up 3-0, 1 minute in. James trying to make it 6-0. Taylor that one long. Then Nieto will pop it out of the far side of the floor. Who did it go off of? And it will go off of Nieto as she poked it away from Suarez. Good look for James, as could not get the 3-point shot to drop. And now the Trojans will apply full court pressure here as Seacrest will get it in the far corner. Lobs won a bad pass, and Fisher used that 6'1 wingspan. Suarez will knock her down from behind. And a double whammy of trouble for Indiana Wesleyan, a turnover, and then a foul against their point guard, Gabby Suarez. It was a bad pass from Seacrest, and Fisher used that 6'1 wingspan to knife the ball away from Suarez. And Taylor will get the ball back, leading 3-zip, just over a minute gone here in quarter one, with the Trojans going from left to right. Man-to-man defense for Indiana Wesleyan. Henson holds near side. Nieto comes on a flare screen around the near side perimeter. Henson left-hand drive with Groniger defending out to the volleyball line. It's backed up by James. Crossover left hand. Fisher cut backdoor, couldn't give it off to her. Top of the key, Kirtley, who was special when these teams met at Indiana Wesleyan a year ago. Suarez cuts off Fisher on the baseline with 8 to shoot. James has got range for days. Good fake. Blow by. Pitch out to the free throw line. They find Kirtley left side, who cans a 3. Kirtley's a key cog in Taylor's offense, and Taylor jumps out to a 6-0 burst on the good ball movement by the Trojans with the shot clock dwindling. 6-zip home team. Almost 2 minutes gone, quarter one. Seacrest, whose three-point shooting has improved, she drives. Fisher came in to swat the shot away, but was called for a foul on the floor, or will it go against Kiara Nieto? They'll get it on Fisher going for the block. She is Taylor's leader in block shots this season, but cannot get her but could not get a block there, and it goes Seacrest to the line for 2, where she is perfect this season, 18 of 18, now 19 of 19. She leads the NAIA in free throw shooting percentage. A season ago, shot 73%, one of the 2 areas that she improved her offensive game. We talked about the improved three-point shooting for Seacrest at 59% this season, or just about. She knocks down both, and Indiana Wesleyan on the board. They trail 6-2. Still early on in quarter number 1. Kirtley far sideline, hit a 3 the last time down the floor. This one halfway down and out. Fisher was right there. She tried to poke it through. Henson had it. She's tied up by Groniger, and the alternating possession will send it back to Indiana Wesleyan. Good look there from Kirtley, halfway down and out. Fisher tried to slice through 2 different defenders down low, couldn't get it, and the ball got tied up. Pressure in the backcourt by Taylor as Suarez accelerates to the front court. No-look dish, far sideline, Trexler. The sophomore out of nearby Oak Hill High School. And the ball spun around the arc near side to Davis in her second full season at Indiana Wesleyan. Suarez straight away, almost thrown out of bounds, able to gather it back in as Seacrest. Still plenty of time to work. Trexler from the top for a 3, and she hits that one. Trexler just 1 of 3 from deep coming in. She's now 2 of 4. It's a 5-0 Indiana Wesleyan burst. They trail by 1, 6-5. 2.5 minutes into the opening quarter of this Grant County showdown between Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan. James almost got sloppy with the left-hand dribble. Now back to her right. Perimeter edge, it'll be Henson. Thought about cutting in on Groniger to the top and Fisher. Henson there too, as too many players for Taylor in the same real estate. 8 to shoot with James ready to create near the volleyball line. Now 6 and now 5. James between the legs bounce, thought about a stop and pop 3. Fisher with 2. She doesn't know how much time is left, and she'll get bailed out by a trip on the near side of the floor by Indiana Wesleyan with 1 second remaining on the shot clock. And that's the second one for Gabby Suarez, the starting point guard for Indiana Wesleyan. And with 7:02 remaining in quarter 1, Suarez will go to the bench in favor of Bailey Van Dyke. So Suarez bails out Taylor there as the Trojans on the bench get an earful from head coach Jody Martinez for the poor offensive set. Lob near side James, bullets at far side to Henson to the left corner, and Fisher with 16 to shoot with the newcomer Van Dyke defending. Lobbing it near side, this will be Kirtley, and then off to James, high left side of the floor. 10 to shoot with Fisher on the handoff from James. Step back, top of the key 3, but a moving screen called on Taylor's Kiara Nieto. First on the senior, second one against Taylor in the quarter. And Indiana Wesleyan will get the ball back with an opportunity to take the lead, trailing 6-5. They've scored the last 5 points. So just past 3 minutes gone here in the opening stanza. I move from right to left in red. Taylor defends man-to-man in white as they back off on the pressure in the backcourt. Davis to the lobs it to the left block, and Seacrest. Double team comes Fisher. Fisher knocked it away, trying to poke it away from Van Dyke. Diving on the floor is Nieto. James will fling it up the floor to Fisher, who outruns everyone and lays it in with a right hand as Trexler couldn't get back to defend. 5 first quarter points for Madison Fisher, and Taylor leads by 3 once again, 8-5. Cross-court fling near side. Trexler with a 3 tonight. Driving on Kirtley. Goes in. Fisher might have altered the shot. It was missed. Trexler rips it away from 3 defenders, and then she goes tumbling down to the floor on the tie-up, and the alternating possession gives it back to Taylor. And here comes Taylor Westgate replacing Nieto, and Maddie Lawrence off the career-high 18 points will replace Seacrest. Westgate and Trexler. Westgate, the freshman, Trexler, the sophomore, both members of an Oak Hill State Championship team a couple of years ago when Trexler was a senior and Westgate was a junior. Backcourt pressure by Indiana Wesleyan. This has given Taylor fits in their 3 losses this year, 2 to Marion and 1 to Concordia to start the year. But Indiana Wesleyan backs off here, no half-court trap, as James will saunter her way to the front court. Right elbow bounce pass to Westgate, wanted to give it off to Henson, could not. She finds the cutting Fisher, who fumbled the ball and got it back. Almost halfway home here in the opening quarter. Taylor up by 3, 8-5. Fisher picks it up, swings it near side to Henson with 8 to shoot, and now 7. Kirtley in tight quarters gets it with 5. Now 4 with James. She's got to go quick with 3. 2 and 1. She fumbled the ball. She will not get the shot off in time, and a shot clock violation gives the ball back to Indiana Wesleyan, trailing by 3. Third turnover for Taylor here in the opening quarter. That matches the output for Indiana Wesleyan. Both teams shooting the ball very well. Indiana Wesleyan has made 1 of their 2 shots, and Taylor's made 3 of 5. But the turnovers, both teams have had 3. You're not even halfway home in quarter number 1. Lawrence at the top, the 6-foot freshman, guarded by the 6'1 freshman in Westgate. Wanted to go back to Davis. James denied it. Davis attacks with the left hand. Near side, Trexler's got the only field goal for Indiana Wesleyan today. They trail by 5. Groniger, high left side, Van Dyke to tie the game at 8. Nope, off the back of the rim, right back to where it came from, and it's gobbled up into the hands of Taylor's Madison Fisher. Fisher will glide to the front court. Taylor's second leading scorer bumps hard, could not get the foul call. It's tipped around, and as Lawrence was tumbling down to the floor, it's deflected off of her fingertips, and it stays with Taylor. Fisher went sauntering in, trying to get a contact. She went straight up to the defender for Indiana Wesleyan. And a good play on call there. Taylor retains possession after the deflection from Indiana Wesleyan. Fisher's got to get it in quick, flings it up to the near sideline, and James with the shot clock at 19 and counting. Jordan Reed ready to come in for Indiana Wesleyan. A low bounce pass that Fisher was able to gobble up. Top of the key to Kirtley. High left side, Henson with 9. Pitches to the right block. Kirtley trying to go up and under Trexler. Left hand scoop, no. Westgate right there for the rebound. She puts it back up for 2 around her former high school mate. 10-5 the Taylor lead as the Trojans' top rebounder Westgate gets her first carom of the evening. Lawrence fakes a 3, left-hand drive. Double team comes with Kirtley. Lost it. Henson picks it up. She says thank you very much, and Henson accelerating to the front court with a breakaway right-hand layup. Henson shot out of a cannon in the blink of an eye. Taylor goes ahead by a game-high 7. Just halfway home here in quarter number 1. The Taylor defense has forced 4 Indiana Wesleyan turnovers, and it's led to 5 Trojan points. Groniger bullets one down to Van Dyke. Bad pass intercepted off the deflection by Taylor's Lauren James. Back-to-back turnovers for Indiana Wesleyan to the Trojans trying to turn them into some points. Ping passing. Fisher drives, pulls up from 8 feet, and Madison Fisher's got 7 first quarter points as Indiana Wesleyan is watching an avalanche start to creep on for Taylor. 9-point Trojan advantage as they've turned on the defensive pressure like Marion did to them on Saturday. Hip check by Kirtley, throwing up Groniger. As a beautiful crossover by the 6-foot Groniger blew away from Henson. But a kick from Kirtley, she's called. It's her first and the team's 3rd. Trexler exit for Indiana Wesleyan. Jordan Reed in for the Wildcats. She's their 2nd leading rebounder and 2nd in steals. 5'10 freshman from New Palestine, Indiana. First from Groniger. Bangs in and off the back of the rim. Good for her first point. And she's got one more coming. It was an 8-0 Taylor run to go up 14-5. The 2 Groniger free throws here make it 14-7 in favor of Taylor, as Groniger will exit and the freshman Claire Merrill from the stellar Northwestern High School program comes in. That Northwestern Tiger program over in Kokomo has been the best girls basketball program in the state the last couple of years. Merrill, their 3rd best player, behind Big Ten teammates, or former teammates, now play at Michigan State, and Kendall Bostic. And Madison Lady now plays at Purdue. Henson to the high pinch post, and Westgate spins, overpowers Lawrence. Beautiful lefty touch from Taylor Westgate. The Trojans have been waiting for Westgate to find the touch, and she drops home a dime there. And Taylor goes back in front by a game-high 9, 16-7, as Fisher made life difficult for Van Dyke on the inbounds pass in the backcourt. Davis, 2-hand pass high to Lawrence, baseline right, then up top to Van Dyke. Head fake got Fisher to bite, but she traveled before she put the ball on the deck. That is 6 first-quarter turnovers for Indiana Wesleyan. They come in averaging almost 18 per ball game. Khaleesi West will make an early first-quarter appearance, replacing her freshman teammate Ava Henson. 2 points for Henson in her 2nd collegiate start. 3:18 to go quarter number 1. Taylor up 16-7. Reed guarding the inbounds pass far sideline. Getting it in was Kirtley with ease, and then off to James, who will jog to the front court with Davis defending her. Near sideline West. Westgate there. Double team comes trying to find help. She'll fling it far side to Fisher. Beautiful passing finds Kirtley, whose 3-point shot was blocked by Jordan Reed. Reed will then be called for a double dribble as she got the ball caught on her palm of her hand, but a wonderful block by Jordan Reed to soar through the air and swat the open look for Westgate from 3. James out. Ariel Dale in for the first time for TU. So it's Dale, Kirtley, West, Westgate, and Fisher. Kirtley and Fisher, the only 2 Trojans or starters on the floor right now for TU. We'll set the Indiana Wesleyan lineup when they get the ball back. Less than 3 to go here in quarter 1. Taylor ahead 16-7. Fisher's been the offense here in the opening quarter, pitching out to West. Might have traveled, fires a 3, and hits that one over a defender. How about that 3 from Khaleesi West, as the Trojans have made 3 of their 6 threes here in the opening stanza. 12-point Taylor advantage at 19-7, their biggest of the ball game so far. Merrill v. West. 2 freshmen locking horns here as Van Dyke gives off to Fisher. Top of the key, Merrill, left side high Reed, and then near side to the 3-point shooter Davis, guarded by Dale. Beautiful poke away by Kirtley, and it's intercepted by Fisher as Indiana Wesleyan turns it over for the 8th time here in quarter 1. The Trojans with their 5th swipe. Into the paint, Westgate double team. She'll find the open Kirtley, left corner 3-ball off the back of the heel. Dale gets it, goes right back up, left hand through contact, and an incredibly late call comes in, and Dale will be the beneficiary, going to the line for 2 free throws. That thing was called so late the ball was already rebounded, and Dale will go to the line for 2 free throws. She played 19 minutes against Marion on Saturday, scoring 5 points, having 3 boards and 2 assists. And the lefty will get the home court bounce as it rattles halfway down and drops. And a timeout for Indiana Wesleyan. It will be a 30-second stoppage. Taylor up 20-7, 2:14 to go in quarter one. One more Dale free throw coming up after this break.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Indiana Wesleyan has made just 1 field goal here with 2:14 remaining in this first quarter. They're 1 of 3. Taylor's 8 of 14. With a freebie upcoming for Dale out of the 32nd IWU timeout. And she knocks it in. Dale 2 of 2. And Taylor up 21-7. And again, the full court press put on here by the Trojans. Merrill waves everyone away. Dale trying to lock her up backcourt. Half-court trap comes with Fisher. Dale is intercepted by West. She's trying to outrace Merrill to the other end, and West lays it home with a right hand. The Trojan defense on fire in the opening stanza with 6 steals and 9 Indiana Wesleyan turnovers. It's led to a 16-point home team advantage. Merrill, high left side, holds the ball on her right shoulder. Taylor's number 24, Clacy West, marks Indiana Wesleyan's 24. Reed with a head of steam, right-hand drive, kicks out to Van Dyke, high right side 3-ball off the back of the rim, and Fisher's right there for the rebound. Fisher galloping to the front court. She's got 7 first-quarter points, matching IWU's output all by her lonesome. West gives off to the volleyball line, and Dale, the lefty out of North Manchester, Indiana, marked up by Davis. 85 seconds left to go. Clacy West didn't turn around. Dale threw it. And no one was there to catch as the ball might have almost gone all the way to the front lobby. Starters back in for Indiana Wesleyan, Adriana Trexler and Ann Seacrest replacing Davis and Lawrence. And a newcomer, Kelly Damon, the transfer out of Purdue Northwest, comes in for Indiana Wesleyan. She replaces Van Dyke. So it's Damon, Merrill, Seacrest, Reed, and Trexler. The only 2 starters out there are Seacrest and Trexler, the two of the 3 newcomers onto the floor for Indiana Wesleyan. They made 1 field goal here in the opening quarter. It's held by the young lady right here, Trexler. Wanted to go left block Seacrest. Fisher poked the ball away, couldn't get onto it in time. Then Damon will kick it to the backcourt. That's an over and back violation as Indiana Wesleyan giving the ball away like Christmas gifts here in December. Their 10th first quarter turnover. Taylor has swiped 6 of them by themselves, and they've only given away. The Trojans have 4 times. They're 9 of 15 from the floor, and that's how you build up a 16-point first quarter lead with about a minute to go. Fisher will bounce it low to Westgate. Thought about a 3 over Seacrest. Gives off to Kirtley. Around the Westgate screen, dribbling and around the arc, left side Dale. Top of the key, Westgate. Left-hand drive, and then a little dribble off to Clacy West. Around the Westgate screen, 5 first quarter points for West, and then to Fisher with 9 to shoot. Fisher guarded by Reed. Try to slip it through the traffic, could not, as Kirtley wasn't looking up for the pass. And Taylor throws it away for just the 5th time here in quarter number 1. About 13.7 seconds separate game and shot clock. So Taylor should get the ball back, leading 23-7, as they've made 9 first quarter field goals out of 15. Indiana Wesleyan just 1 of 4, and 10 turnovers for the Wildcats here so far. Over half of their season total has been accumulated here in the first quarter so far. Merrill standing on the volleyball line with Clacy West defending her. The 2 freshmen looking to their eyes here. Left block Trexler, and they'll call a body block for Kirtley for using the forearm to push Trexler from behind. That's the 2nd one for Kayla Kirtley. That's the Trojans' 4th. And a tough one for Kirtley, the dynamic 6-foot junior who gave Indiana Wesleyan fits a season ago in that 20-point comeback at Indiana Wesleyan. It was the 3s by Kirtley combined with the stellar play from one Jamie Netzley that led that Trojan comeback. Shot clock turned off here, so IWU can hold for the final shot if they so desire. They go down low, Seacrest. Westgate trying to post her up. Nice find, weak side. Reed goes up. Westgate swatted that shot away, and then she'll give off to Fisher. But a telegraph pass is intercepted by Trexler with 15 to go in the quarter. Seacrest goes in. Westgate blocked it for a 2nd time, and this time Clacy West makes sure no one will get it away. But then Merrill jumps in front and steals it again. Merrill goes in, bangs with West. Shot no good, as West will get called for the foul. Clock stops with 5.1 seconds remaining here in the opening frame. Two telegraph pass for the Trojans, first after the first Westgate block, and then the second one there by West. As Trexler and then Merrill swatted those passes away. Merrill's free throw, the first one good for her first scoring, and one more to come. 23-8, the Trojan advantage. And the second one for the freshman from Kokomo, good as well. She's got 2 first quarter points. 4 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Taylor can hold for the final shot. Dale trying to go end-to-end. Stop and pop. Just rolls off the front rim. And Taylor will go to the break, leading 23-9 after forcing Indiana Wesleyan into 10 first quarter turnovers and just 1 field goal for the visitors. 23-9, the Trojan lead after 1. We're back with the second quarter after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Taylor made 9 of their 16 shots in the first quarter. Indiana Wesleyan just 1 of 6. The Trojans got sloppy there at the end of the quarter. They lead 23-9 after leading by as many as 16. Gabby Suarez back out there for Indiana Wesleyan. It's four of their 5 starters out there. Van Dyke, the only non-starter. Seacrest trying to spin with Nieto. Double team comes Fisher. Suarez traveled up top as she shuffled her feet. That's the 11th turnover for Indiana Wesleyan here in the game so far, just underway quarter 2. Taylor brings back Kayla Kirtley, Lauren James, Madison Fisher, Ava Henson, and Kiara Nieto. They're starting 5 tonight with Meredith Deckard missing her 2nd game in a row. Van Dyke will try to slow down the Trojans' leading scorer, James, as Henson dribbles around the near side arc. Near sideline, Kirtley fumbled the ball, able to get it back, almost traveled. Low pass, able to poke it away was Van Dyke, and the Trojans' sloppiness continues. That plagued them at the end of the opening stanza. It's Groniger with Suarez, Seacrest, Trexler, and Van Dyke. Bounce pass out to Suarez, firing an open 3, and she'll hit that one. Suarez just 2 of 12 from 3 coming in, gets a bucket here on just the 2nd field goal for Indiana Wesleyan. They trail 23-12, but a good start to the second quarter for the visiting Wildcats, 45 seconds in. Fisher, who had 7 first quarter points to lead the game, off to James, high left side, Kirtley, catch and shoot 3 over Trexler, kaboom for Kayla Kirtley. Kirtley gave Iwu fits a season ago like we mentioned. She's 2 of 4 from deep here, and the Trojans go in front back again by 14. Stop and pop, Suarez jump shot off target left. Fisher with the rebound, her 4th to lead the game so far. Fisher galloping to the front court, stops, pitching it back to the hot hand of Kirtley, then off to James. Left side, Kirtley screen, Van Dyke gets through. Fisher fumbled with the ball, couldn't let a 3-point shot go. She'll drive, her float shot will dance on the rim and drop for 2 more. 9 for Madison Fisher on 4 of 5 shooting, and the Trojans take a 16-point lead, 28-12. 90 seconds gone in quarter numero dos. Groniger, their 2nd leading scorer for Indiana Wesleyan, trying to back down Henson. Nice step through move. Left hand was too strong. Groniger got the rebound, knocked out of her hands. Kirtley trying to tie her up. And if they get Kirtley for the reach in, that'll be her 3rd. Our 2 officials converging here as Groniger tried to play keep away from 3 Taylor defenders. And that will be Kirtley's 3rd. And she'll have to go to the bench, and Westgate will come in to spell her. A tough one for Taylor to take there with Kirtley's dynamic inside-outside game. A matchup problem for most post players. As Van Dyke and Trexler exit for Indiana Wesleyan, they bring back in Jordan Reed and Madison Davis, who will take the inbounds pass far side. She was open for a 3. She didn't pass for it. Taylor screams for a travel that won't come twice. Seacrest right side has it ripped out of her hands on a fumbled catch by Taylor Westgate. The Trojans' 7th first half steal, and they try to turn it into points here. Low bounce pass near side. Henson thought about a three. Groninger with that 6-foot frame denied it. James up top, shimmies to her left, jump stop and try to fling it back. She'll find Fisher near side, who's been on fire today. That three-point shot no good, as Westgate couldn't keep the ball away from Seacrest of Indiana Wesleyan. The former Youngstown State Penguin brings it to the front court. Fancy behind the back bounce, stops with her left hand and gives off to Groninger. Far sideline Davis, their three-point specialist. She hits the win to Groninger, pinned it away, throws it up wildly off the glass. Good challenge by Fisher, and the Trojans' top rebounder, Taylor Westgate, gobbles up her third one of the afternoon. Henson open, thinks about attacking them, backs now as Reed cut her off. James near side of the floor. Davis slapped the ball away, then kept the ball and picked it out of the air. 4th steal for Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor's 8th turnover. Wildcats down by 16. Reed stop and pop from 5, too strong. Westgate pokes it away from Seacrest, and all's in the miss for TU. After the offense was hot in the opening quarter, it's cooled here for Taylor in quarter 2. They still lead by 16. As James is shake and bake, step back 3 ball right in the eye of Madison Davis. First bucket for Lauren James, a fancy one for 10 and white. And Taylor leads by a game-high 19, 31-12. Suarez, beautiful spin up and under, did everything except get in the bucket as Westgate gobbles up a 5th rebound in the opening half. Fisher spins away from Groninger, tried to give it off to Henson. Nieto caught it, gave it off to Henson, whose three is rattled in from the perimeter right. 8th timeout for Indiana Wesleyan as an extra hockey assist finds Henson for a 3 ball, and the Trojans up big 34-12 with 6:40 remaining in the first half.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Taylor's offense and defense has been clicking on all cylinders here through almost the first quarter and a half. Trojans shooting 62% from the floor, 55% from 3. They've stolen 7 balls, and they've forced Indiana Wesleyan to 12 turnovers. The Wildcats have made just 2 of 12 shots, and Taylor leads big by 22 as Lawrence will get it in by the skin of her teeth to Jordan Reed from the backcourt. Reed trying to get away from Fisher, bounce back to the trailing Merrill. Merrill came in during the timeout along with Lawrence. Trexler back in as well. That leaves Reed and Davis, the 2 remaining on the floor for Indiana Wesleyan. No changes to the Taylor 5. Trexler against her former high school teammate Westgate. Out to Lawrence, fakes a 3, and then into the hands of Merrill. 10 to shoot for Indiana Wesleyan. Merrill trying to do it herself. Drive and kick. Reed baseline right over the shoulder. Henson no good. Reed gets her own miss. Fumbled it away. Passed back and almost intercepted by the Trojans. Merrill regroups. She was open for a 3 but didn't take it. Lawrence up top, fakes a 3 and drives. Fisher came in to almost poke the ball away. Reed knifes it through 3 defenders, gets the foul on Nieto and the basket. Good drive there from Jordan Reed to shimmy through 3 different Taylor players and get the and 1 opportunity. Second foul against Taylor's Kiara Nieto. And that stops the Taylor barrage. Reed wastes a little time, makes the free throw to complete the 3-point play. And there is some streamer of some sort on the floor. Taylor up 34-15, 6:03 remaining here in this first half. That was just the 3rd made field goal by Indiana Wesleyan today, and from the 3rd different player. Groninger had the only bucket in the opening quarter. Suarez and a hand check foul on Merrill. She got too close on the pass from Henson. First one on Merrill, first one against Indiana Wesleyan here in quarter number 2. And now Reed with the 3rd field goal for Indiana Wesleyan to complete that thought. Nieto near sideline, couldn't get the backdoor lob to Fisher, and out to the volleyball line. It's held on the right hip by Lauren James. Davis defends, low bounce pass to Henson, able to keep it away from Reed. Quick passing around the arc, finds Fisher's hands high left side with a shorter Merrill guarding her. 9 to shoot as Fisher picks up the bounce. Now James with 8 and 7. Now 6 and 5. 4, James has got to go. Finding the foot to Fisher, bad pass, and Merrill intercepts on the baseline left. And Taylor turns it over for the 10th time here in the opening quarter. Their hot shooting has kept them from trailing here. They lead by 19. Cutting Lawrence, right block, Nieto cut her off on the catch. Up top, Merrill, quick pass to Reed. Near side, Trexler's got 1 3 today. This one she can't hit over her high school teammate, and Lawrence gets called for the over the back, going up and over Kiara Nieto of Taylor. First on Lawrence, actually make it the second on Lawrence, and the second against Indiana Wesleyan here in quarter 2. Almost halfway gone here in quarter number 2. Taylor up 34 to 15, still shooting 62% from the floor here in the game so far after a dreadful shooting afternoon at Marion Saturday. James high left side, Nieto up top, and then around the arc near side Westgate guarded by Trexler. Around the screen goes Fisher, almost fell, keeps her balance, and gives it outside the arc once again to Nieto. 7 to shoot, James got to go quick, mid-post right, Westgate spins, knocked out of her hands, and Taylor turns it over for the 11th time here today. 2-on-1 with Rita, she accelerates in, Euro step on James, she'll miss the shot, but she'll draw the bump foul on Taylor's Lauren James, and Reed will go to the line for 2 more free throws. First one on James as Van Dyke and Seacrest return for Indiana Wesleyan. And 2 free throws here for Jordan Reed, who just flies up the floor. And Taylor head coach Jody Martinez says she's a fantastic track athlete, and she's shown that here multiple times here in the opening half. First of 2 free throws good for Jordan Reed. She's got 4 points. She scored the last 4 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan. And 5 that hits the front rim and goes. All 5 of Reed's points have come here in the second quarter. Taylor up 34-17. They once led by 20+, but a quick 5-0 run here by Reed makes it 34-17. Van Dyke defending James, lost the ball but got it back with no pressure. 4:34 to go in the second quarter. Westgate's high arcing 3 hits off the near side of the rim, hits every part of the rim and the backboard. It's tapped down and finally gobbled up by Trexler of Indiana Wesleyan. That hit every part of the backboard and rim, avoiding the shot clock, but the ball finds the hands of those wearing red. 4:16 remaining in the first half. Indiana Wesleyan down 34-17. Bad pass Seacrest intercepted by Westgate. The Trojans' 8th steal of the opening half, 1 off of their season average. Indiana Wesleyan turns it over for the 13th time here in the opening half. Taylor ahead by 17. They once led by as many as 22. Nieto right elbow Fisher. Stop and pop the reball. Got it. Madison Fisher's hot first half keeps on rolling down the track. 12 first half points for Fisher, and it's 37-17 home team. Then Van Dyke tied up. There's Fisher, got it away. Reed got away with the travel up top. Merrill fires a 3 off the back rim. No. Fisher with yet another rebound here in the opening half. She's got 5 of them to go with 12 points. Fisher, handoff Henson near side. Moving screen on Fisher as she got Merrill in the right jaw. Fisher was moving her feet after the handoff. It's Madison's second foul and the 4th one against Taylor here in the first half. Ariel Dale will make her first second quarter appearance. The 6'4" Gretchen Mall out of Seward, Nebraska, makes her first appearance of the game, replacing Nieto and Henson. Damon in for Indiana Wesleyan. She's the only sub. Actually, Suarez back in there as well. Van Dyke and Lawrence exit. Seacrest, Suarez, Damon, Reed, and Trexler, the 5 for Indiana Wesleyan. They go from right to left in red, trailing by 20. Suarez taps her chest, might be trying to isolate here with Dale defending. 3:20 left as Dale fights over the screen. Suarez got sloppy with the ball near side. Damon, and then Reed gets called for a moving screen as they're trying to get Damon free with James defending. First on Reed, number 3 against Indiana Wesleyan here in quarter 2. Fisher out to get a breather. Haley Harrison will make her first appearance of the contest. Haley had 6 points on 2 threes in 11 minutes against Marion Saturday. Westgate almost telegraphed the pass. Reed was right there, an ear-to-ear grin. And Westgate makes the easy pass off to James. Suarez couldn't get handsy on James, who drives, swings it near side. Haley Harrison, 3-ball. Tried to bank it home, could not. And then Reed and Suarez almost collide as they gallop up for the rebound. Suarez right side of the floor. Bad pass to Seacrest. Thrown out of bounds, deflected in and intercepted by Mall. The 15th turnover for Indiana Wesleyan here in the half, and the Trojans have their 9th steal. Westgate blows on Trexler. Got to get away. Double team. Couldn't throw it into Mall as both teams trade turnovers here. 20-point Taylor advantage with 2:40 remaining in the first half as Indiana Wesleyan head coach Ethan Whaley irate across from us. Suarez will slow it down, as she runs the show. Near side, Damon catches through over Harrison. Nope. Weak side rebound is Taylor Westgate's. Indiana Wesleyan 2 of 7 from downtown. And the Trojans much better at 7 of 13. Maul, mismatch, Seacrest, nice hesitation. Maul, bank shot, no good. Gresham trying to rip it away from Seacrest, and the held ball will keep it here with the Trojans. Good move from Maul, just couldn't get that touchdown low. And alternating possession keeps it here with Taylor. 2:17 remaining in quarter number 2. Taylor up 37-17. The shot clock says 30. It should say 20, and it does. Dale to get it in near baseline with Taylor shooting on the basket to our right. Free throw line, Maul. Mid-post left, Westgate. Spin on Trexler. Just couldn't get the roll to go against the former Oak Hill mates. Westgate now 2 of 4 from the floor. Reed accelerating to the front court. Stops around a Seacrest screen. A little hesitation. Got off to Trexler, then near side Suarez. Left block Reed. One dribble out to Damon, then back to Suarez. James defending man-to-man. Damon sends it far side. Trexler 1-3 this afternoon, and now she's got 2 of them. 2 threes for Adriana Trexler. She's got 6 points. And Indiana Wesleyan trails by 17, 37-20, with 1:45 remaining here in the opening half. James of Suarez defending. Nice move, James. Kick out to Maul. Swings around the arc to Harrison up top. Lefty drive. Dale fakes a 3. Got Reed in the air. Westgate thought about a step back 3, but couldn't get Trexler to bite on it. Top of the key, James, right-hand drive, jump stop, little shoulder shot, no good. Harrison there for a weak side rebound with 5. She'll turn around and throw it up with a right hand. It was missed. And then Trexler tried to Harrison tried to tie up Seacrest. And they get Harrison for the reach-in foul. That's Haley's first. And the 5th one against Taylor's. That will put Indiana Wesleyan to the line with 1:19 remaining in the first half of play. Westgate out to get a breather. Taylor Browning comes in for TU. James exits for the Trojans. Clacy West comes in for the first time in the second quarter. Kelly Damon makes an exit for Indiana Wesleyan, replaced by Madison Davis. 2 free throws for Ann Seacrest, 6'1" senior forward, with an All-Crossroads League third-team selection a year ago. As Suarez exits for Indiana Wesleyan, Van Dyke back in. 2 free throws for Seacrest. She's their leading scorer on the year. She's attempted just 1 field goal. She missed it. But she is the top free throw shooter in the country at 100%, 20 of 20. And there's her first miss of the year. Now 20 of 21. Indiana Wesleyan, the best free throw shooting team in the Crossroads League and the 3rd best in the country. Has their first miss there, and Seacrest cleans up the mess, makes the second. She's got 3 points. Still a 16-point Taylor advantage at 37-21. They've outscored Indiana Wesleyan 14-12 here in this second quarter. Near side arc West looking down low to Maul. Couldn't get it to her. Now does. And it'll be Seacrest with the foul as she was trying to battle with the 6'4" Gretchen Maul. First on Seacrest, number 4 against Indiana Wesleyan here in quarter 2, with 67 seconds remaining before halftime. Taylor still shooting 50% from the floor overall and 50% from 3. Indiana Wesleyan just 22% from the floor overall. West looking Browning's way. Tried to throw it in the Maul. Poked away by Seacrest and gobbled up by Davis. Taylor turns it over for the 14th time here in the opening half. Indiana Wesleyan's turned over 15 times, so the Trojans get an earful from head coach Jody Martinez. Davis drives, might have got away with a foul on Harrison. Taylor can't get the rebound in traffic as Dale will take Van Dyke down to the floor. Alternating possession keeps it here with Indiana Wesleyan. But 2 Trojans are right there, and Van Dyke slithered her way up to get the rebound away from those wearing white. 51 7/10 of a second remaining in the opening half. Indiana Wesleyan with the ball down by 16. They've trailed by as many as 22. Lob into Reed, comes back down over West. She's falling down and puts it up and in for 2. All 7 of Jordan Reed's points have come here in this second quarter on a nice lob inbounds play to the 5'10" freshman from New Palestine. 14-point Taylor lead. West looking Maul's way, couldn't get it to her. She'll dribble to the top. Off to Dale with 34 seconds left. About 17 seconds separate the clocks. Dale up top, open. Taylor Browning 3-ball. Got it from straight away. Big bucket off the bench for Taylor Browning. On Browning's second made 3 of the season, it's 40-23 home team. Shot clock turned off as Indiana Wesleyan can hold for the final shot. Dale poking at the ball with Van Dyke. And then a reach-in foul called on Dale for the hand check. Dale's first. That's a pretty soft call. We've seen a couple different players do that on drives from the backcourt. And now the officials will hear it from the Taylor faithful. Clara Merrill back in for Indiana Wesleyan, replacing whom? Trexler. So more guard lineup here for Indiana Wesleyan. Van Dyke to the line for 2 free throws. Again, her first time in 2 games. After missing the last 2, these are her first free throws of the year. And the righty hits the first one. 1 more to come. Now it'll be the Trojans can hold for the final shot with exactly 13 seconds remaining in the first half. And Van Dyke makes the second one. Her first 2 points, backcourt pressure by Indiana Wesleyan. 12 to shoot in the quarter. Taylor up 40-25. Dale across the timeline, far side Harrison with 5 to go in the quarter. And now 4. Lobs it high to Maul, gets it back out to Browning for another 3 ball. That one long. Seacrest gets it, and that will be how the first half comes to a close. Taylor led 23-9 at the end of 1 quarter. They outscore Indiana Wesleyan 17-16 in quarter 2. And they take a 40-25 lead at the halftime break as the Trojans try to get back above 500 in league play and try to give Indiana Wesleyan their first league loss of the season. At the break, it's Taylor 40, Indiana Wesleyan 25. We're back at the BSN Sports Halftime Report after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Back inside a socially distanced and small crowd in Odell Arena. Only parents of the Taylor players allowed inside Odell Arena the last handful of weeks. So we're missing the energy and juice that we normally have inside Odell Arena with a Taylor Indiana Wesleyan matchup. Still a good basketball game so far as Taylor leads by 15 at the break. They had a game-high lead of 22 about midway through, early on there in that second quarter. They outscored Indiana Wesleyan 23-9 in the opening stanza, and the Trojans turned it over a bunch in that second quarter. They had 14 turnovers in the first half, 8 of them coming in that second quarter. Taylor shot the ball beautifully in the first half, 50% from the floor, 15 of 30, 8 of 16 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the line. Indiana Wesleyan was just 1 of 5 from the field in the opening quarter. They finished the first half 5 of 20 for 25%. They were 3 of 8 from downtown. They came in as the second-best three-point shooting team in the Crossroads League at 37%. They did get to the line 13 times and made 12 of them. That's no surprise. They came in as the best free throw shooting team in the Crossroads League and the third best in the country. The Trojans had one player in double figures, Madison Fisher, with a game-high 12 on 5 of 7 shooting and 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. 6 points for Kayla Kirtley, but she was plagued by 3 personal fouls in the first half. That'll be something to keep your eyes on as the game continues. 5 points for Ava Henson in her second collegiate start. 5 points for a freshman classmate, Clacy West. Both Henson and West made both of their field goals. Each made a 3 in the first half of play. 4 points for Taylor Westgate off the Taylor bench. 3 points for Lauren James on 1 of 3 shooting. 2 points for Ariel Dale, both from the line. She actually made and attempted both of Taylor's free throws in that first half. Playing but not scoring in the first half, starter Kiara Nieto with an off-the-bench Haley Harrison. And Gretchen Mall, as 12 of Taylor's 13 players saw the floor in half number 1. 7 points by Jordan Reed to lead Indiana Wesleyan off their bench. 2 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 3 from the line. 6 points for Adriana Trexler in her first game after missing the last 2. She has 6 points on a pair of 3 balls. 2 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Their top scorer, Ann Seacrest, attempted just 1 shot in the first half. She has 3 points on 3 free throws and also has a team high 4 turnovers. 3 points for Gabby Suarez on a 3-point shot coming in the second quarter. Their second leading scorer, Dayton Groniger, 0 of 2 from the floor. Both of her points coming from the line, just like Seacrest's. Bailey Van Dyke, 2 points off the Indiana Wesleyan bench, and 2 points for Claire Merrill, both on free throws. Playing but not scoring in the first half, Madison Davis, Kelly Damon, and Maddie Lawrence is coming off her career-high 18 points last time out for Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans dominated the glass 18-11, including 6-3 in offensive caroms. The Trojans did not have the advantage in second-chance points. That's 4-2 in favor of Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor had 9 assists on their 15 baskets. They did have 14 turnovers, as we mentioned, 8 of them coming in that second quarter. The Trojans did have 9 steals in the first half. Points off the turnovers in favor of Taylor, 6-3. Indiana Wesleyan gave it away 15 times. 10 times in the opening quarter, just 5 in the second. And they assisted on all but 1 of their 5 first-half field goals. 1 block for Indiana Wesleyan, that was Jordan Reed. That was an emphatic one on a 3-point shot by Kayla Kirtley. The Trojans had 2 blocks from Taylor Westgate. Westgate, the Trojans' leading rebounder on the season and in the game tonight. 6 caroms for Westgate, 5 for Madison Fisher to go along, with her game-high 12 points. Top rebounders for Indiana Wesleyan, Seacrest and Reed, each with 3. 3 assists for Lauren James, 3 for Kiara Nieto. The 3 assists, 1 off of a career high for Key. The 3 turnovers, something to keep your eye on for Lauren James as well. In the Trojans, Taylor was 1-3 this season when she has 6 or more turnovers. She has had no more than 3 turnovers in the other 5 games in which Taylor is 5-0. And in the 5 wins, James has at least 5 assists. In the 3 losses, she's either had 2 or 1 assists in that column. Other numbers of note, the reserves for Taylor outscored the reserves for Indiana Wesleyan 14-11. Points in the paint, advantage Taylor 12-4. They also outscored Indiana Wesleyan by 15 from beyond the arc in the opening half. That'll do it for the BSN Sports Halftime Report. When we come back, it's time for second half action from here inside Odell Arena. At the break, it's Taylor 40, Indiana Wesleyan 25 as the Trojans go for their 6th straight win over their cross-county rivals. This is Taylor women's basketball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You gotta have the music. Right? You just listen to it.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Second half about to get underway here from Odell Arena. The 5 starters back on the floor for both teams. Taylor will start with the ball first. We'll meet their starters first. Kayla Kirtley, Lauren James, Ava Henson, Kiara Nieto, and the top scorer in the first half, Madison Fisher, who had 12 of them. And then the shot clock didn't start. 4 seconds gone off the third quarter. And so they will move the shot clock down to 26 seconds with the 4 seconds gone from the game clock. Gabby Suarez, Dayton Groniger, Madison Davis, Adriana Trexler, and Ann Seacrest, the 5 for Indiana Wesleyan. So the same 5 that started the game start the second half for both teams. Taylor shooting on the basket to our left. They're clad in white. Indiana Wesleyan defends man-to-man in red. James off to Fisher of the 12 first half points, skipping far side to Henson, who didn't miss a shot in the first half. Throws this one behind Kirtley, and the shot clock down to 10 and 9. Fisher wheels back to the lane. Little jump shot. Kiara Nieto, beautifully done for the first hoop for Kiara Nieto as Fisher picks up an assist. Her second one tonight to go with 5 boards and the 12 points. Good start for the Trojans. Start quarter 3. Suarez near corner Trexler, who had the 2 threes in the first half for Indiana Wesleyan. Their leading score at 6. Groniger off to Suarez, right side high. Fisher defends, far side high. Davis to the corner, and Seacrest, their top scorer on the year, just 1 field goal tonight. Trexler's made 2 threes, that one halfway down and out as the Trojans sagged off of her, gave her way too much room, and it skips off the rim, and Taylor gets the rebound. Far sideline, Henson looked Nieto's way. They couldn't get it to her, and the ball reversed near side, and now Fisher. Back to the far side. James has off fire 3 over Davis. That one off the back of the rim. Henson will accelerate. She'll tiptoe the far sideline and save it for the home team. Henson's mom likes that one across from us, and then the shot clock was back to 30, a full reset, and play will stop once again. 1 minute and 15 seconds into quarter number 3. This first sub in will be Jordan Reed, their top scorer for Indiana Wesleyan, 7 points as she replaces Dayton Groniger, the preseason All-Crossroads League first-team selection. 16 to shoot. Nieto into James. 42-25 as Taylor scored the first points of this third quarter. Nieto, high pass, hauls it in, right elbow. 9 to shoot. Can't get the handoff to Henson. Turns and fires near side Fisher. 5 to shoot. Suarez cuts her off. Double team comes. Fisher with 3. Henson takes her eyes off of it, and it'll be a shot clock violation against the Trojans. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, head down in frustration across from us, trying to stare a hole through the parquet floor underneath his feet. Those size 17 loafers. So Taylor turns it over for the 15th time, matching Indiana Wesleyan's total. The Trojans saving grace right now. They're shooting 50% from the floor. Indiana Wesleyan a hair below 24%. Suarez up top, around to Davis. The lefty chased off the arc by James. Pivoting back, fires to Suarez, who has got 1 3 tonight. It will not be 2 here. Kirtley had it tapped away into the hands of James. Kirtley up the floor. It's a 2-on-1. Kirtley and Fisher. Kirtley back to Fisher. Low pass, and the Trojans couldn't get a wide open layup. They almost throw it away, does Taylor, and now James will operate from the high right side. Fisher maneuvering. James, right side, Nieto screen, and an off-ball foul on a hook by Madison Davis. First one on Davis, number 1 against Indiana Wesleyan here in the quarter. .20 to shoot as the shot clock resets. Nieto fakes the pass to the left and gives off to James. Davis in that 5'10 frame guarding the 5'7 James. 15 to shoot, near side Kirtley. Trexler fights around the Fisher screen, and then Kirtley gives off to Fisher. Suarez giving her space with 8 to shoot. Now to Kirtley with 7. James a 3-ball over. Davis off the left side of the rim. Fisher got in, and she was hooked by Suarez down to the floor. And the third foul against the point guard Suarez will give Taylor new life on this offensive possession. Some bad half-court sets for the Trojans where they've had to throw up prayers with the shot clock dwindling down. And more often than not tonight, Indiana Wesleyan has given the Trojans some help with the late fouls. Bailey Van Dyke makes her first second half appearance, replacing Suarez with the 3 personals. Nieto near side wanted to go to Fisher, left block, could not, and the ball reversed far side to Kirtley. Taylor playing 4 out, 1 in with Kirtley, the 1 post player, shuffling around. James blows in, double team there to the near corner, and Kirtley, and her right foot was on the near sideline as she caught the ball. 16th turnover for Taylor as both teams giving the ball away here in plentiful amounts here in this contest tonight. Seacrest wants to get into Van Dyke. Right there as Nieto kicked the ball in the inbounds pass. As Fisher was right there anticipating every move from Van Dyke. Didn't even let her breathe, let alone get the ball in the inbounds. Davis comes back to help maybe run some interference with Fisher. And then Nieto kicks another one here. So Nieto 2 for 2 on the kicks. And they'll move Seacrest up the near side. She directs Davis where she might want her to cut, swinging her hand to the right. That's where Davis cuts. She won't throw it there. Van Dyke will get a breather away from Fisher, poked it away. Henson a step away from getting away from Reed. Reed back to Van Dyke, drives in, blocked on the shot. It was bumped on the elbow by Fisher, and that's Madison's third, and that's one that Fisher could not afford to take, is what I'm trying to say. Free throws 14 and 15 of the night upcoming for Indiana Wesleyan, and the third one on the Trojans' top scorer of the night, Madison Fisher. She's second in the team in points, first in blocks, steals, and free throw shooting percentage. But the 3 personal fouls, an issue for 23 in whites. Van Dyke's first one hits the front rim and rolls home. She looked at coming to Taylor, but ended up going across the county to Indiana Wesleyan. One more free throw for the sophomore out of Michigan. She makes them both. She's 4 of 4 from the line tonight. That's where all of her points are come from. And Taylor's lead down to 15, 42-27, as each team has scored 2 points in a slow-moving third quarter offensively. Westgate ready to come in for Taylor. The next dead ball. Henson will dribble here with Reed right there in her face. Off to Kirtley. Nice little shimmy shake. Got away from Trexler. Nieto pops out. Fisher catches at the top. Right-hand drive. Bangs with Seacrest. Shot was blocked by Seacrest, and she'll pick up the loose ball and come the other way. Fisher defending her. Seacrest off to Trexler. High left side in front of the Indiana Wesleyan bench. Down low to Seacrest. Got away with the travel. James ties her up, and the held ball will stay here with Indiana Wesleyan. Seacrest came down and then hopped again, and then James collapsed onto her and forced the tie-up. Taylor Westgate in, replacing Kayla Kirtley. Westgate had 4 points and a game-best 6 rebounds in the opening half. 21 to shoot for Indiana Wesleyan. Van Dyke gets it into Davis. The lefty passes up a 3. Reed drives, tucks her shoulder. Right-hand shot will spin in from the right side of the glass. 9 for Jordan Reed off the Indiana Wesleyan bench. She's their leading scorer, 3 of 6 from the floor. And a 4-0 spurt for Indiana Wesleyan draws them to within 13. 42-29, James trying to get the three-point shot back. It might have been blocked by Davis, and this one will sail out of bounds as James looks up, begging for a foul that will fall on deaf ears. Davis, who blocked it, helps her back to her feet. The Trojans apply full court pressure here. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez pleading for a foul for his top scorer, James, who's been limited to just 3 points tonight on 1 of 5 shooting, or 1 of 6 shooting, and 1 of 5 from 3. Reed, they're on the handoff. Henson trying to cut her off, spins back, throws it far side, a low one to Davis. Somehow hauled in and then shot it on her tiptoes, leaning forward. It wasn't the prettiest shot going up, but Davis hit it anyway. And Indiana Wesleyan on a 7-0 run right now. They trail by just 10. James answers with a rainbow 3 on the other end. 5 for James, and the Trojans go back in front by 12. Good answer after the long scoring drought after the Nieto 2 to start the third quarter off many minutes ago. 5:44 to go in the third. Indiana Wesleyan playing much better than what they did in the first quarter. Reed between the circles. Henson giving her space. Mid-post left Seacrest. Double team comes from Fisher. Davis almost kicked the ball away. Now dives on it. James will poke it away, and then Trexler gets it back with 9, 8, and 7 to shoot. Trexler v. Westgate, just like back at Oak Hill. Trexler goes in uncoordinated and barrels over Nieto for a charge. Trexler was all over the place just trying to get a shot up to the rim with the shot clock at single digits, and Nieto was waiting for it and took the charge. First one on Trexler, number 3 against the visitors here in the third quarter. Fisher will get a breather as Ariel Dale comes in to spell her. Claire Merrill will come in for Indiana Wesleyan. She replaces Trexler. So a 4-guard lineup out there for Indiana Wesleyan. They apply pressure in the backcourt. Easy inbounds from Westgate to James as Davis. There's some token pressure against James, but Davis backpedals much different than what Taylor saw Saturday against Marion. Almost halfway gone here in the third quarter. Taylor with the ball up by 12. James up top, rise and fire 3, spins halfway down and out. Westgate came coming in. Henson and Seacrest tied up, and it stays here with TU. James just 1 of 6 from downtown tonight. The Trojans are 8 of 20. They've made no threes, 0 of 4 here in this third quarter so far. Shot clock to 20. Dale near side to the right block, and Nieto turns and faces the basket, dribbles away from trouble, out to Henson, then off to James, the Trojans' point guard. 5 minutes remaining in the third. Taylor with the ball up 44-32. They've led by as many as 22 back in this first half. James with Reed defending her. James will drive with 6. Behind the legs, bounce with 4. Near side, Dale with 3, with 2. Throws up a prayer. Got it! Ariel Dale got it! And she hit it with the shot clock about to expire. 4 for Ariel Dale. That sends Madison's Fisher's father boogieing across from us. It's a 3, and Taylor leads by 15. Around the arc it goes. Van Dyke blocked. Nieto held ball. Stays here with Indiana Wesleyan, but a huge stoppage from Nieto. Here comes Kayla Kirtley. She's got to be careful playing with a 3 personal foul. She replaces Nieto, who gets a rousing ovation. 12 to shoot for Indiana Wesleyan. Van Dyke, far baseline deal in on the basket to our right. Far sideline, Seacrest has been stellar from 3 this year. Right-hand drive. Kirtley there. Help comes from Westgate. It's a double dribble called on Seacrest for the discontinued dribble. She hesitated a little bit on her drive through the paint. She got the ball in the air, stopped it momentarily, and gets called for the double dribble. 17th turnover for Indiana Wesleyan tonight. That is their second of the third. Stands up trending over 10 times in the first. Kirtley open for days, and she cashes in with a left corner 3 ball. Remnants of what happened last year where Indiana Wesleyan didn't defend. Kirtley, she kills them here with a 3, and in the blink of an eye, the Trojans back up by 18. 3:55 to go in the third. Seacrest caught in a torture chamber up top. Van Dyke, 3 off target, no. James will soar up for the Taylor rebound. James up and galloping Westgate. Nice dish down low to Dale. How about an extra one to Henson, who lays it in for a deuce. 7 for Henson, and the Trojans are cooking with gas once again. A 10-0 run to take their 10-point lead to a 20-point lead with 3:40 to go in the third. 52-32 home team.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
A 10-0 Trojan spurt has put them back ahead by 22 off of their game-high lead of 22. Khaleesi West in for the Trojans, along with Westgate, James, Kirtley, and Dale. That's the only change to the Trojan 5. Suarez back out there for Indiana Wesleyan, along with Groninger. And Maddie Lawrence makes her first second-half appearance. Merrill and Reed to round out the IWU 5. Reed far side, their top scorer tonight with 9. The ball reversed near side to Merrill, then back up top to Reed. Cuts out an open lane, it's quickly closed. Near side, Lawrence was great against St. Francis Saturday and gets her first bucket to drop on her first attempt. She had 3 threes for a career-high 18 on Saturday. Gets her first shot to drop here. And that stops a 10-0 Taylor run. It's 52-35 Trojans. 3:05 and counting here in the third. West to Westgate, right block. Power move, lefty hook. Give me 2 more for Taylor Westgate. She's an animal down low. Her first second-half scoring. 6 for the stellar freshman Westgate. And the Trojans' lead is back up to 19. Suarez in a double team, kick out to Merrill, lefty drive, swing up to Suarez. Pass was off target, got it back near side to Reed. Passes up an open look from 3, around the arc it goes to Suarez. Mid-post left, Groninger bangs with West, and they'll get West for the foul after Groninger tucked her shoulder and initiated contact. Second on West, get the basket and the foul. Groninger on her first field goal tonight. She's got 4 points. Kirtley out, Nieto back in for TU. Again, the second foul on Taylor's Khaleesi West, the second one against Taylor here in the quarter. Groninger for the and one, got the front rim bounce to go. And she's got 5 points. 3 of them have come from the free throw line. 54-38 after a 10-0 Taylor run. It's a 6-0 answer by Indiana Wesleyan. They trail 54-38. Nieto open for a mile, and Rainbow's home a 3 in front of her own bench. Nieto raining threes as the Trojans hit their 11th one tonight. That's Kiara's 4th of the season. 57-38, Taylor back in front by 19. Lawrence cannot answer with a 3, and they'll get a hip check down low on Nieto after James had hauled in the miss. And that's Kiara's 3rd, Taylor's 3rd of the quarter. Khaleesi West exits, Ava Henson back in. She'll mark up with Groninger, who's got her by 5 inches, 6 feet versus 5'7". And now 2 of our officials will put on their masks to talk, and they'll figure out If the foul on Nieto, Gretchen Mall will come to the scorer's table, and she will check in. For whom? You would presume it would be Westgate. Nope, she's going to come get Nieto, who just came in. So Mall comes in. Now the Trojans switching up their defense alignment here as Dale will guard the inbounds pass by Suarez. On the basket to our right on the near baseline. Left block pass to Reed, kick out to Merrill, open look for a three ball, tried to bank it home, could not. Dale will be called for the foul as both she and Suarez go tumbling down. And it's going to stay here with Indiana Wesleyan as Dale perplexed on her second personal foul. Fourth one against the Trojans, one more will put Indiana Wesleyan in the bonus. 2:04 remaining in the third, 19-point Taylor lead. They've outscored Indiana Wesleyan by 4 here in this third stanza. Suarez into Groniger, catching it over Henson's head high right side. Right-hand power drive over two defenders. Cannot get the roll to go. Ball knocked around. James will be caught up. She'll be tied up by Reed, and he'll stay here with Taylor as James gets her 4th rebound of the night. And in case you were wondering, we mentioned that in all 5 of Taylor's wins this year, James has had at least 5 assists. She's got 5 assists right now. Westgate, far side pass to Henson, able to tiptoe the far sideline, throwing it back to James, almost poked away by Merrill. Taylor with 5 seconds to get it across the timeline, and the Trojans will use a timeout. First time all night that Indiana Wesleyan has cranked up the backcourt pressure, and it gives Taylor a fit here with 1:51 remaining in the third. It'll be a 30-second Taylor timeout. When they come out of the break, they will have 4 seconds to get it across the timeline.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Four seconds for Taylor to get it across the timeline. Westgate will get it in the backcourt on the far baseline across from us as Taylor goes from right to left. The very athletic Jordan Reed will guard the inbounds pass from the 6'1 Westgate. James, Henson, and Dale all in the backcourt. Get in the far side. Bad pass intercepted by Maryland. It's a turnover in the backcourt as Indiana Wesleyan will try to cut into this 19-point deficit. Wildcats shooting just 29% from the floor. They first forced Taylor to have 18 turnovers tonight. Reed with a head of steam down the lane, tucks her shoulder off the high glass, no, but they'll get a foul on either Westgate or Mall. That will be the 16th foul against Taylor tonight. They came in averaging just 16, which is the 4th fewest in the Crossroads League. Guilty party as Westgate her first, the 5th one against Taylor in the quarter. 2 free throws here for Jordan Reed. First one is good, and she's the first Wildcat in double figures with an even 10. IU 16 of 17 from the line tonight, but have not been shooting the ball much better anywhere else. And the second one good for Reed as well. 11 for her, 4 in the third, and it's a 57-40 Taylor advantage. Token pressure here. Merrill faking like she'll jab at the ball. James accelerates, goes far sideline. Henson lobs it up to Mall. Reed got her on the arms. That's an easy foul call against Reed. High pass for the 6'4 Mall. Reed leapt into the air, but came down on the forearms of Mall. That's Reed's second and number 4 against Indiana Wesleyan. 1:25 to go in the third. Taylor has led the entire way. They lead by 17 here, led by as many as 22. Dale lobs it into James as she backs out near half court. Far side Dale, entry pass to Mall, and they'll get Mall for the offensive foul for clearing space away from Lawrence. First one on Mall, and that'll send Taylor Browning to the scorer's table and into the game to replace 55 in white. 81 seconds left to go here in the third. IU with the ball, trailing by 17. They played Taylor pretty even here in the second and third quarters. That 23-9 disadvantage in the first has been their undoing so far tonight. They had 10 of their 17 turnovers in that opening quarter. Reed's been special, goes in, gets a layup and a foul on Ava Henson as Reed was able to turn the corner with a right hand down the right side of the lane. 13 for Reed, 6 in the quarter. And another opportunity here as Taylor picks up yet another foul, their 18th tonight. First one on Henson. It's a 15-point Taylor lead. Reed trying to make it a 14-point deficit, and she calmly does. She had 7 in the second. She's got 7 in the third. After Taylor's lead was back up to 20, it's quickly cut down, now down to 14. There's a 19-point Taylor lead, a 5-0 burst here for Indiana Wesleyan. Far sideline, Dale in front of the Taylor bench around a left side Browning screen. Got Dale to the top of the key, picks up her dribble, bounce pass far side James with 10 to shoot, 50 to go in the third quarter. Dale high left side, wanted Westgate down low, could not. Shot clock dwindling at 5, with 4, with 3. James picks it up, top of the key. Browning, a contested 3. Good for Taylor Browning. It's a long 2 as the Trojans again get a prayer to be answered with the shot clock dwindling, much like Dale did earlier here in the third. 59-43, the Taylor advantage with 25 seconds left, about 4 seconds between game and shot clock here in the third. 5 out for Indiana Wesleyan as Suarez dribbles time away near side with the shot clock down to 10 and now 9. Dale waiting for her. Suarez waiting the time to go, and she'll go with 7 and 6 and 5. Reed's been stellar here tonight. To the left block, Lawrence tied up with Browning. Lawrence kicks out far side. Suarez where the shot clock goes no good. Henson was there. Reed got it back for a putback. It'll just roll off the rim as Reed looked for yet another and one here tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. Second foul on Henson. Indiana Wesleyan already in the penalty. And with 0.5 of a second left, Reed will have the final scoring opportunity here of the third quarter. Her first one rattles in good. 15 for Jordan Reed on 4 of 7 shooting. She's 7 of 7 from the line tonight to go with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. The second one, good as well. 9 in the quarter for Jordan Reed, and with 0.5 of a second left, Taylor will go to the fourth quarter, leading by 14, 59-45. Indiana Wesleyan outscores Taylor 20-19 in that third stanza.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
(59-45), the Taylor advantage. Madison Davis, was she going to be allowed to check in for Indiana Wesleyan? Nope, she'll just be sitting at the scorer's table. So it'll be Maddie Lawrence, Gabby Suarez, Claire Merrill, Dayton Groniger, and Jordan Reed, who's been their leading scorer tonight with a game-high 16 for Reed. Seacrest has been quiet, just 1 shot, 3 points, their leading scorer this season. 14-point Taylor lead, Indiana Wesleyan with the ball in red. Reed drives, spins, kicks out to Suarez. She's got a 3-point shot tonight, and this one will be no good off the back of the rim, but Groniger able to haul in the long miss near side. Suarez now 1 of 4 from distance. Groniger drives in, got fouled by Henson, and that's Henson's third, who's in the spot tonight for Meredith Decker, who's missing her second straight game. And now Madison Davis will be allowed to join the fun, replacing Merrill. Groniger, the second leading scorer for Indiana Wesleyan, coming in tonight at 11 points per game, has scored just 5 and now 6 as she rainbows in the first free throw. Four for 4, now 5 for 5 is Groniger from the line. Senior out of Warsaw, and the Taylor lead down to 12. 59-47, Taylor's first crack at the basket to our left. Here in the fourth quarter, trying to pick up their 5th straight win over Indiana Wesleyan. Left side high, James, guarded by Davis between the circles to Nieto. Lawrence barrels right into Kayla Kirtley. and that's the third on Maddie Lawrence. Lawrence came in and shoved Kirtley right in the chest. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez wondering why there isn't a high foul or an intentional foul since Lawrence led with the forearms right near Kirtley's face. 20 to shoot, 9:25 and to go in the fourth, just underway here. Taylor's led the entire way. They lead by 12 here. Far sideline, Nieto, Fisher, and they'll pick up the fourth foul on Gabby Suarez for a hold on one in red. That's the fourth on Suarez. The next one will be the end of the night for the point guard for Indiana Wesleyan. Second on the Wildcats here in the fourth, and now Fisher will deal it in far baseline as Taylor shoots on the basket to our left. High inbounds up top. Kirtley fakes a three with Reed there defending. Hand off to James, poked away, and then Reed will get called for a cheap reach-in foul. That's her third. And now the touch fouls coming in bunches against both teams. Taylor was called for a bunch of touch fouls in the third. We played 43 seconds here in the fourth. And a couple of touch fouls already been whistled against Indiana Wesleyan. Nieto fakes the big heave pass and will give off near the midcourt area and Lauren James. Near side corner, Henson fires a three over Groninger. Off the front rim, no, and Reed will snatch the rebound out of the air. That's her fifth rebound of the night. Reed accelerating, nice pass to Groninger. Henson fouled her, and Groninger lays it in as Henson gets her fourth foul and a three-point opportunity upcoming for Groninger. A free throw here for Groninger would make the Indiana Wesleyan deficit single digits for the first time since the opening quarter. And she will not be able to do it. Ball tapped out. Nieto gobbles it up. So it remains a 10-point Taylor lead. Just over a minute gone here in the fourth. Trojans from right to left. They're still shooting above 50%, but have been unable to get a key basket here in the last few moments. Between the circles, James, high right side. Fisher is yet to score here in this second half after having a first half 12. She's got it here on the right side of the floor, 9 to shoot. James in the left hand around a Nieto screen looking for help. Far side of the floor, Fisher fakes a three with 4 with 3. Little right hand floater off the rim, no good. Tapped in the air, Nieto's got it, trying to rip it away from Reed in the tie up, or is it a reach in? It'll be a reach in on Reed, and that will be Reed's fourth. A killer for Indiana Wesleyan, their best offensive player tonight, with a team-high 16 points, just picked up her fourth personal foul. She'll have to go to the bench, and Adriana Trexler will come in to spell her. 8:31 remaining in the fourth. It feels like this fourth quarter, to play this first almost 90 seconds, has taken about 15 minutes. 59-49, Fisher blow-by drive. Suarez didn't want to get a foul called. Fisher boxes out. Nieto, a big three if it goes, and it does from the left side of the floor. Second triple for Kiara Nieto. All 8 of Key's points have come in the second half, and Taylor goes back in front by 13, and then Fisher swats the Suarez shot away and saves it into James. Can that get the Trojans ignited once again? A Nieto 3-ball. Ties a career high and makes in triples in 2. And now the Trojans will go back to the patented weave up top that they ran for days in Jody Martinez's first season here. James with Davis out near the center jump circle with 9. James trying to cook with 8, with 7, with 6. James backs out with 5, with 4, with 3. A dribble pull-up 3-ball. Boom for Lauren James! A perfect time for your second 3 of the night. And the Trojans back up 65-49. They've gotten some shots to drop with a shot clock at single digits and another one to the resume there. Lobbing Lawrence, nobody home, and Davis will scamper to the near side to prevent Indiana Wesleyan from turning it over for the 18th time tonight. Suarez fires a 3 and finally gets one to go from the far corner after missing 3 in a row, collects her second. 6 for Suarez, and a foul in the backcourt on Davis with a hip check. They probably could have also gotten James for a push-off. That'll be the 4th one against Indiana Wesleyan and the 2nd one on Davis. They're lining up for free throws. It's only the 4th one. Here come Reed along with Seacrest, who has been quiet tonight. Their top scorer, Seacrest, just 1 field goal that she missed, and she's 3 of 4 from the line. This will actually be the 5th foul of the 4th. And here's James with 2 free throws. Second on the team in free throw shooting percentage at 86%. The first of 2, perfect. 9 for James, 1 more to get her to double figures. Taylor up by 14, trying to get up by 15, and James does just that. 7 of her 10 have come here in the second half. And it's 67-52, Suarez and James. Locking horns in the backcourt, lobbing far side of the floor to the front court. They find Reed. Fisher defending. Reed goes in, runs into trouble. Near side, Trexler's got a couple threes tonight, and now she's got 3 of them. Trexler 3 of 5 from distance. Her first second half scoring gives her 9 points. And the threes falling in bunches for both teams here, with the Trojan lead down to 12, or down to 15, or down to 12, yes. 67-55, just past 3 minutes gone here in the fourth. Near sideline, James, mid-post left, Kirtley, poked away, and Trexler will get called for the foul. And with the Trojans already in the bonus with 6:37 remaining in the fourth, Taylor will be shooting free throws once again. Kirtley 9 points, 2 boards. Has struggled to find her rhythm tonight. 3 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. Kayla 10 of 13 from the line this year. The first one, front rim rolls home. She's the third Trojan in double figures with 10. Again, Fisher had the first half 12. She has not hit a shot since. And the second one good for Kirtley as well. 11 for Kayla. Fisher 0 of 3 here in the second half. Back to a 14-point Taylor lead, 69-55, as Indiana Wesleyan able to break the pressure for Taylor in the backcourt. 6:27 left to go in this one. 69-55 the Taylor lead. Davis clapping, trying to get Suarez's attention. She'll dribble to the left side high, give up top to Davis, into the paint to Reed, lobbing far side. Suarez made it 3 the last time down the floor. Now she's made another one. Back-to-back triples for Suarez. She's got 9 in her first game in the last 2 for Indiana Wesleyan, and the Trojans lead down to 11. 69-58 with plenty of time left in the fourth, 6 minutes to be exact. So the two teams starting to trade baskets here in the fourth. James sizing up Davis, blows in right around Davis for a lefty scoop as the sea parted on the left side of the floor, and James took advantage. 71-58 home team as we approach the halfway point of the fourth. Davis with Fisher poking at the ball. Davis picks it up, and now Fisher's all over her. To the volleyball line, and Suarez near corner Trexler. She's made 3 threes tonight, will not get 4 as the Trojans gave her too much room. James has it go off of her hands. They'll say Suarez poked it away, to the disagreement of the IWU bench across from us. And they'll change the call. There was no meeting between the two teams, between our refereeing crew. It'll be 20 to shoot as Suarez will get it in baseline right, with IWU holding on to the ball, trailing by 13. Davis open, trying to make it a 10-point deficit. Off the front rim, no. Henson and Nieto both there. Nieto will get tied up from behind by Seacrest, and alternating possession will send it back to TU. Davis out. Van Dyke in for Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans will deal with pressure in the backcourt here by IWU. Nieto, far side pass to Henson. She's got Kirtley open and finds her. Kirtley can dribble across the timeline, a more than capable ball handler, and bounces off to James as the Trojans break the backcourt press. 5:18 and counting here in the fourth. Taylor with the ball leading by 13. They've led by as many as 22. That was back in the first half. They've led by no fewer than 10 here in the second. Van Dyke guarding James. James shimmying into the paint. A whistle blows. I don't know where that foul came from, but it was on Bailey Van Dyke. IWU head coach Ethan Whaley and I having the same question. It's the first on Van Dyke, and they send James to the line for 2 more. 12 points, 5 boards, 6 dimes for James tonight. And the first of 2 free throws good. James has got 8 big points here in this fourth quarter. She scored 8 of the Taylor 13. 72-58 home team. 73-58. 9 for James, 14 in the game. She's come to life here in the second half. Suarez looking for help, almost threw it away from Seacrest. Seacrest able to poke the ball back to herself. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. IWU with the ball down 73-58. They've trailed the entire game, but have played much better since a disappointing first quarter. Suarez has been hot from 3. That will not continue here. The long 3 back tapped out by Trexler, and Fisher will gobble it up after Suarez had made back-to-back triple tries. Fisher with 8 boards to go with her 12 points. James trying to blow by away from Van Dyke. Between the legs bounce, now behind the back to James with 17 to shoot. Taylor with the ball leading 73-58. James goes in, her shot swatted away by Reed. Fisher had it, he collides with Suarez, and the ball will go back to Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez not happy as he calls James over for a quick tutorial. Seacrest will get it in on the baseline with Nieto to defend. Fisher was right there, couldn't poke it away. She collided with Suarez and went off of Fisher. And with 4:30 left to go in the fourth, Indiana Wesleyan gets the ball back down by 15. Indiana Wesleyan shooting the ball much better here in the second half than they did in the first, shooting in the low 20s. They moved the game average up to the high 30s. But every time they've gotten close, Taylor has had the answer. Van Dyke with a handoff from Merrill up top, picks up the bounce and looks for help. Free throw line extended left side. Seacrest has not made a field goal tonight. Fisher collapses on her, makes her pick up the bounce. Pass was tapped. Van Dyke gets it, fires a three. She'll bank it in off the top of the glass. First three for Van Dyke after missing her first three. She's got 7 points, and Taylor brings the ball to the front court, leading by 12 in a slow-moving fourth quarter with 4 minutes remaining in regulation time. Henson, handoff to James, who's playing in place of the injured Meredith Deckard tonight. 12-point Taylor lead. Henson back to James. Bullets one near side. Kirtley, a big three if it goes. Near side rim, no. She and Trexler fight for position, and Trexler comes away with the miss. Almost gets called for a double dribble near side as Trexler pushes the ball to the front court with the heel of her hand. Seacrest up top. High left side, Reed. Ivy with the ball, trying to cut their deficit down to 10 or 9. With 3:28 remaining in the fourth, Reed's been spectacular tonight. Trexler passes up a right corner three around the arc. It's spun to Van Dyke. Seacrest fires a three over Henson, and Seacrest hits it for her first made field goal tonight. Just 6 for Seacrest. Her three-point shooting much better this season, a career best 56%, as Fisher wheels to the front court with a Trojan lead, down to single digits for the first time since the opening quarter. Full timeout Taylor, leading 73-64 with 3:07 remaining here in quarter number 4. We're back with Taylor with the ball after this here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old.
No turnovers for Taylor here in this fourth quarter. They turned it over 19 times in the game, but Indiana Wesleyan shooting the ball much better here in this fourth stanza. They've made 6 of their 11 tries. Taylor has made just 3 of their 18. Or 3 of their 8, excuse me. Taylor with the ball, leading by 9. First time their lead has been to single digits since the first quarter. Skip pass far side, Nieto with 2 threes tonight. She's got Kirtley down low. Pass was tipped with a mismatch on Suarez. Out to Nieto for a career-high 3 made threes, and Nieto buries it! 11 for Kiara Nieto on her third made 3 in as many attempts, and a humongous triple pushes the Taylor lead back to 12. Open Trexler, left elbow Seacrest, made a 3 the last time down the floor. Can't get a jumper here. Reed up and over everyone, and the foul will either be against Henson or James of Taylor. It'll be James. That'll be James's second, Taylor's third. The next one on Henson will be her 5th and final. A humongous 3 from Kiara Nieto. Lob into Reed, caught it in midair, missed the putback. Reed tried to get her away from Fisher. She falls on the floor, tried to throw it off of Suarez. It was kicked. And a lucky break for the Trojans as Fisher was lying on the floor trying to avoid hitting the baseline. Threw it, and it was kicked away off the foot. She threw it into the foot of Suarez. And Taylor holds on the possession. Now Reed favoring her left leg after they tried to run the lob on a baseline play. Reed caught it in midair, tried to put it up. And she'll be subbed in for by Claire Merrill. Kirtley dribbling far side. Trexler trying to cut her off in a half-court trap. Kirtley easily to the front court and a handoff to James. Looks to be maybe the right leg or so for Reed. She's standing up trying to keep that right leg loose. 2:10 left to go. Taylor up by 12 after the Nieto three the last time down the floor. James, a shimmy shake to the top, hesitating, draws the eyes of multiple defenders, now 8 and 7. James dribbling, time away, Fisher attacks. Into the air, lost it away. Merrill will pick it up off the floor. Taylor turns it over for the 20th time tonight. Suarez runs, trying to go end-to-end into Nieto, throws up a prayer that was not answered. Off the glass strong, Kayla Kirtley gets it. Fisher 2-on-1 with Henson. She'll back away, and Taylor will run clock with 1:45 in the contest, leading by 12. Smart move from Fisher to know the time and the situation, as both head coaches clap their hands emphatically, trying to encourage their respective clubs. The good news for Iowa, Reed right back to the scores table, looks to be that right leg good to go. James, pull up, left elbow jump shot, no, but Nieto with a one-handed, left-handed rebound keeps the possession for Taylor on the 5th carom for Nieto tonight. James trying to angle away from Davis with 1:17 left to go in the 4th. Taylor with the rock, leading by 12. James now guarded by Trexler. James can really cook with 5, with 4 to get a shot off, and an offensive foul. Where? Where was that? They'll get James for a push-off that only our official down below us knew where it was. They'll say James gets called for the hook. Whew, there have been some fouls that neither side has known where they've come from tonight, and we'll add that one to the list. 12-point Iowa disadvantage with 1:08 left to go in the 4th. Iowa with 2 timeouts left, a 30 and a full. Suarez near corner, lobs it high to Reed, who came in during the dead ball, finds a beautiful bullet to Seacrest, who collides with Nieto, gets the basket on a banker, and gets the foul on Nieto, and will go to the line for a chance at 3. 4th on Nieto, 5th one against Taylor here in the quarter, so both teams in the bonus. And it cuts the Taylor lead down to 10. Merrill back in for Indiana Wesleyan, replacing Suarez as Iowa goes to the offensive-defensive substitutions. For the and one for Seacrest, got it. No doubt there, comes in, had missed no free throws before tonight. Missed one earlier. She's 4 of 5, has got 9 points, 6 here in the second half. Timeout Taylor, they'll move the ball to the front court, leading by 9 with 59 and 8/10 of a second. Left to go here in the 4th, it'll be a full Taylor timeout.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
.59 and 8/10 of a second left to go in a good one here from Odell Arena. Taylor led by 22 back in the first half. They outscored Indiana Wesleyan 23-9. And Iowa's played much better since that dreadful first quarter. They've outscored Taylor actually by 5 here in the 4th. And they trail by 9 here. Out of the Taylor timeout, they can move the ball to the front court with under a minute. Nieto to the backcourt, and James with Davis marking her every move. Both teams in the bonus, so next foul will put Taylor to the free throw line. Coming from behind was Reed. She got more of the hip of James, tackled her from behind. That's Reed's 5th and final foul as she went to go for the back steal away from the unsuspecting Lauren James. Reed was a rock star tonight, one off of a career-high 17 points. She had 16 tonight, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists for the freshman from New Palestine. The assists, a new career high, 2 best than her previous high mark, as Maddie Lawrence will come in to get her freshman classmate. But Reed, a phenomenal athlete at 5'10", a pogo stick in red out there. If she is not on the Iowa track team, they might want to add her before the outdoor season rolls around. 2 free throws here for Lauren James. And she's 5 of 5 from the line tonight. 10 fourth quarter points, with 12 of her 15 coming here after halftime. That pushes the Taylor lead up to 10. And now it's up to 11. Matching the fourth quarter output for Lauren James. Timeout for Indiana Wesleyan. They'll advance the ball to the front court with 51 7/10 of a second left. Is it their 30 or their full? It will be their full timeout. That leaves them with a 30. 2 Lauren James free throws push the Taylor lead back up to 11 at 78-67 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Greeks had made us hungry up here. Greeks. 78-67, the Taylor advantage. Iowa out of the timeout. Jordan Reed, their top scorer tonight, is fouled out with a game high tying 16 points. Maddie Lawrence will get it in far side hash mark in front of the Iowa bench. Lobs it in near side and an offensive foul against whom? They'll call it on Seacrest for a moving screen on the baseline. That is Seacrest's second. 9th in the quarter against Indiana Wesleyan. And about a second or so taken off the clock. So with 50 9/10 of a second, Kirtley backs all the way up from the near baseline, fires one in near side to Fisher, who races to the front court with Suarez right there on her hip. Fisher finds the trailing Kirtley, and now Taylor can play keep away up by 11 with about 20 seconds between game and shot clock. James has been a rock star in the second half. Davis gives her a hug around the waist. That's Davis's third. And James will have another opportunity to add to her scoring total. She goes to the line for free throws 7 and 8 tonight. LJ has made the first 6. And now the first 7. 12 in the fourth quarter for James. 17 on the night. I'm sure there's a lot of fun texts going back and forth in the James family text chain. 13 in the quarter for James. 18 in the contest. And Taylor up 80-67 and just a few ticks away from getting Taylor head coach Jody Martinez his 500th career victory as a head coach. Suarez pivoting, misses a shot. She'll slap it out to Davis. Left side high, Damon fires a high arcing 3 off the back rim. No. Nieto collides with Suarez, and that'll be an easy one to call on Nieto. That'll be Key's 5th and final one of the night. And free throws upcoming for Suarez with 22 7/10 of a second left in this one. So that'll be Nieto's 5th and final. Key's night will come to a close. She was stellar. 11 points on 4 of 4 shooting, a career-high 3 of 3 from three-point land. She dished out 3 assists and had 5 rebounds. She gets a standing ovation across from us and a high five from head coach Jody Martinez. Ariel Dale will come in to replace Nieto. 13-point Taylor lead, a couple of Suarez free throws here. She's been great from the line this season, going 10 of 11 in her first full season at Indiana Wesleyan. And 1 in red makes the first one. She's been good, really good here in the fourth quarter. 7 of her 10 here in the quarter so far. She makes the first freebie. She transferred in at the mid-year last year after Cincinnati Christian University announced that they were going to be closing their doors at the end of the calendar year of 2019. And Taylor will take the timeout with 22 7/10 of a second left. Trojans with the ball leading by 11, 80-69. Over cross-county foe Indiana Wesleyan. We're back with more after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan. Holiday Inn Express. We're there.
22 7/10 of a second left. Taylor out of the timeout. They've got a 30 left. Indiana Wesleyan has a 30 as well. Dale will get it in near side of the floor. In the front court, lobs it to the back court in James. Shot clock is turned off, so all James has to do is dribble out the final 18 seconds. And Taylor will move to 7-3 on the year. Davis will poke it away, then got sloppy with the ball. James able to steal it back from her with 10 seconds left in the fourth. 80-69, the Taylor lead. James lost the ball, then gets it back as she crosses midcourt. 3, 2, and 1. And with that, the Trojans not only beat Indiana Wesleyan for the 6th straight time, they also give head coach Jody Martinez his 500th career victory as a head coach. James comes over with the ball in hand, gives it to head coach Jody Martinez as the team will mob him and give him a big hug. A big hug from Coach Martinez and his wife Jocelyn. The Taylor fans across from us hold up those signs with the big 5-0-0 on it. And the two teams will pray here with Fisher in the middle. So the Trojans move to 7-3 on the year, 3-2 in the Crossroads League. They give Indiana Wesleyan their first league loss and just their second loss of the season overall.
Career victories. The team has also a record of 500 wins, 207 losses, and overall winning percentage of over 70%. In his 4 years at Taylor, Jody has led the Trojans to 91 total wins, including back-to-back 30-win seasons. Once again, let's give it up for our head coach, Jody Martinez, on win number 500.
A hug and a kiss for his wife, Sonia, who's been there every step of the way. They've been married 30-plus years. As he looks up us, we give the boss a nice round of applause. Jocelyn, the team's manager. Hannah, his oldest daughter, graduated a few weeks ago. She'll start her post-collegiate life in a few weeks. The team will gather here at midcourt for a post-game photo op with the boss, Jody Martinez. 500 wins every season he's been a head coach except one. His teams have won at least 20 games. The only year that didn't happen, his last year at Bethel, when they had 10 graduated seniors from the year before. Ironically enough, that happened to be my first year working here at Taylor. He then spent he seasoned at Southeastern, won 20 games, was an assistant for 2 seasons at Illinois before coming here to TU a little under 4 years ago. His teams have been dominant, back-to-back 30-win seasons. And oh, by the way, they're also 52-5 here at home. Allow me to say that again, 52-5. They've only lost back-to-back games once. That goes all the way back to his first season when they had that rough start to the year, playing a whole bunch of really, really good teams. And then the door got kicked open on this floor in December when the Trojans, after giving up 40-plus to Olivet Nazarene in the first quarter, turned the game on its ear, allowed Olivet Nazarene to score just a little over 40, in the mid-40s for the next 3 quarters, blew out ONU. And that was the game-changing, and if you want to call it a program-changing win for this women's basketball team, you point right back to that Olivet Nazarene game. You ask the seniors on that team, Cassidy Wise, who's an assistant coach for the women's basketball team now, Josie Cobb, and Sierra Wilson. And we did a very long feature, about 15 minutes in length, talking about that. And both Josie and Cassidy both mentioned, they circled that game and said that was where the whole thing turned on its ear. And now there's an expectation. That senior class, they forced the team to believe. The next year, the senior class of Kendall Bradbury, Aubrey Wright, who just got engaged. Congratulations, Aubrey. Clay, it took you long enough. And Lacey Garrett, they showed the program what they could do. Went 30-5, went to the Elite Eight, won the Crossroads League Tournament Championship, and won the regular season championship. Last year's seniors of Abby and Becca Books, Haley Stratman, Jamie Netzley, and Sydney Huffman set a standard of excellence for the Taylor women's basketball program that head coach Jody Martinez believed in from day one when he got here to the Upland campus. That's the legacy of those three seniors and the legacy of the man holding the game ball tonight in his untucked purple shirt. And if you're playing the home game, he untucked it about midway through the fourth quarter for those of you playing our home game. So the boss gives a thumbs up to head baseball coach Kyle Gould, the athletics director here at Taylor, and head sports information director Seth Michael, who watched tonight's contest. We'll take a break, and we'll jump into the post game. After this one, the Trojans shot the ball beautifully tonight. I'll tell you that right off the bat. Taylor wins 80-69, giving head coach Jody Martinez his 500th career win as a head coach. We're back to wrap it up, as it looks like. Looks like the big fella's about to jump into them cupcakes. Maybe we'll bring us up a couple when we get in. We're back with more after this.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back inside Odell Arena, this is the Ivanhoe's post-game show when the Trojans avoid a scare here late. They led 23-9 at the end of the first quarter. They win tonight by a final of 80-69 over Indiana Wesleyan, their 6th straight win over their cross-county foe. They've won 7 of the 8 contests against Indiana Wesleyan under the tutelage of head coach Jody Martinez, who tonight got his 500th career victory as a head coach, his 21st season leading a women's basketball program. Here are the numbers. Taylor shot the ball fantastically tonight. They shot just 33% against Marion Saturday. Tonight, how about 51%? 50% in both halves. 50 on the nose in the first half, 52% after halftime. They finished at 51% for the game. Three-point shooting was back to its normal form that we've seen in the previous 3 seasons under Jody Martinez. 50%, the Trojans 14 of 28 from beyond the arc. And they went 6 of 12 in the second half, 8 of 16 in the first half. And they went 12 of 12 from the line, 10 of 10 in the second half, with the majority of those coming late. on some fouls from Indiana Wesleyan. The Wildcats struggled to shoot the ball. They were just 1 of 5 in the first quarter. They were just 5 of 20 in the first half, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc in the first half. They finished in the second half much better, 40% from the floor, 39% from 3. But that first quarter down, 23-9, was when the damage was done. They played tight with Taylor in the second, third, and really played really well in that fourth quarter. But that 23-9 deficit, and a deficit that eventually reached up to 22 points in the first half, was too much to overcome tonight for the visitors. They finished shooting 34% from the floor, 39% from 3, and they were stellar from the free throw line, 25 of 27 for 93%, which is no shock. They come in as the best free throw shooting team in the Crossroads League and the third best free throw shooting team in the country. Taylor had 4 players in double figures, led by Lauren James's game-high 18 points. 15 came in the second half. She was 4 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 7 from 3, and 8 of 8 from the line. Others in double-figure scores, Madison Fisher had all 12 of her points in the first half. She was 5 of 7 in the first half, 0 of 3 after halftime. She was 2 of 3 from 3 for the game and did not get to the free throw line tonight. Kayla Curley had 11 points, 5 after halftime. She made 3 threes for Taylor tonight. And Kiara Nieto did not miss a shot from the floor, 11 points, 4 of 4 shooting, and a career-high 3 of 3 from downtown for Nieto's 11 points tonight, 7 above her season average. 7 points for Ava Henson in her second collegiate start, 5 points apiece for Ariel Dale, Clacy West, and Taylor Browning, and 6 points for Taylor Westgate. Playing but not scoring were Haley Harrison and Gretchen Mull tonight for TU. Jordan Reed led the way for Indiana Wesleyan. She was one of 2 players in double-figure scoring. Neither of their top 2 scorers reached double figures tonight. Reed had 16 points, 1 off of her career high off the Indiana Wesleyan bench, 4 of 8 shooting and 8 of 8 from the line for the super athletic Jordan Reed out of New Palestine, Indiana. 11 points for Gabby Suarez after missing the last 2 games. The Iowa point guard out of Kissimmee, Florida, scored 8 of her 11 after halftime, including all 8 of them coming in the fourth. She made 3 threes tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. Adriana Trexler had 9 points on 3 threes. Those were all of her field goals tonight. She was 3 of 6 from 3 and 3 of 7 from the floor overall. 9 points for Dayton Groninger, their second leading scorer. 9 points on 2 of 5 shooting. She was limited to just 2 points in that opening half. 5 of 6 from the line. Groninger did not attempt a 3 tonight. Their top scorer is Ann Seacrest, who came in averaging 15 points per game. The Trojans hold her 6 below her season average of 9 points. 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 1 from 3, and 4 of 4 from the line tonight for Seacrest, who for the longest time had just 1 field goal attempt tonight. Others chipping into the scoring category tonight for Indiana Wesleyan: 7 for Bailey Van Dyke, 3 for Madison Davis, 2 for Claire Merrill, and 3 for Maddie Lawrence. Playing without scoring was Kelly Damon for Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans owned the advantage on the glass, 35-24, and in offensive rebounds, 12-11. The Trojans were led in rebounding by Madison Fisher with 9. That's a new season high for Madison, 1 off of a double-double. 6 rebounds for Taylor Westgate, the Trojans' top rebounder this season, and 5 apiece for Nieto and James. Top rebounder for Indiana Wesleyan was Jordan Reed. She had 6. Their top rebounder is Seacrest. She had 4 tonight, and 4 as well for the point guard Gabby Suarez. Taylor assisted on 16 of their 27 field goals, led by Lauren James's 6. And all 7 of Taylor's wins this season, she's had at least 5 assists. That continues again here. And for the first time all year, the Trojans win when James has more than 3 turnovers. She finished with 5 tonight. But 6 assists for James, and the Trojans stay perfect when she assists on at least 5 hoops this season. Also 3 assists for Nieto and 3 for Fisher. Good nights from them all around. Indiana Wesleyan assisted on 14 of their 17 baskets, 7 a career high for Jordan Reed, and no assists for their leading assister on the year. That would be Gabby Suarez. Turnovers were a problem for both teams tonight. The Trojans turned it over 22 times, 8 in the second half. Indiana Wesleyan 19 times, just 4 after halftime. And the Trojans also had 10 steals, no one with more than 2. Indiana Wesleyan had 12 steals, 4 by Claire Merrill. 4 blocks for each team tonight. Westgate had a pair for Taylor, 2 for Jordan Reed. Bench scoring goes advantage of Indiana Wesleyan, 28-21. Points in the paint, advantage Trojans, 20-14. Second chance points, Taylor advantage there, 5-4. And the points off the turnover goes in Taylor's way tonight by a 9-3 margin. As whoever is waving for Madison Fisher is waving and Madison's yelling, and we can't hear what she's saying because she's 900 feet away from us. But that's okay. Whoever wants to talk to Madison, just text her. She'll text you back or FaceTime you or whatever the kids are doing these days. Taylor on the road coming up Saturday. They were supposed to be here at home against Spring Arbor, but with Michigan's new rules, Spring Arbor not playing, not able to practice, so Spring Arbor shut down for the next couple of weeks. The Trojans on the road to take on Grace, a feisty Grace ball club in Winona Lake. That'll be a 3 o'clock tip time on Saturday, as the Trojans look to move to 7-3 on the year and move to 4-2 in the Crossroads League. Tonight's final from here inside Odell Arena. Special thanks, Kelly Neff on the computer, Josh Fenwick on the camera. We say thank you to them, and we thank for you folks tuning in as well. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is, as always, Cameron Andrew. Once again, our final score tonight, Taylor wins 80-69 over Indiana Wesleyan, their 6th straight win over their cross-county foe, and the 500th win in the illustrious career of head coach Jody Martinez. The Trojans had 4 in double figures, led by Lauren James's game-high 18, 15 of which came in the second half. She also had a team-leading 6 assists. With the win, Taylor now 7-3 on the year, 3-2 in the Crossroads League. Indiana Wesleyan falls to 5-2 and 2-1 in Crossroads League action. We will say goodnight. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. The Trojans back at home coming up on Monday when they take on Governor State, a 6 o'clock tip time, and then IU East later in the week, and Oakland City the next day to wrap up the first portion of the schedule. So one more league game, that's Saturday at Grace, 3 o'clock tip time. Then Governor State, IU East, Oakland City, all here at home on the 14th, 18th, and 19th. So we'll talk to you then on Monday, the 14th, when it's Taylor v. Governor State. Should be a good one. 6 o'clock tip time coverage will start at 5:40. Once again, our final score from here inside Odell Arena is Taylor 80, Indiana Wesleyan 69. 6th straight win for the Trojans over their cross-county foe, and the 500th career win for head coach Jody Martinez. This has been a presentation of Taylor Women's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. We say goodnight from Upland, Indiana.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.